looking live at historic Great Plains Coliseum in Lawton, Oklahoma, as the third annual Great Plains Invitational set to take place. Semifinal action tonight. It starts with Newcastle taking on Tulsa Memorial for the right to go to the championship game tomorrow night. The loser heads to the third place game, and this sets the table for MacArthur and Lawton High coming up tonight in the second semifinal game. Tulsa Memorial will be the acting road team in this game. The Newcastle Racers wearing their white uniforms and acting as the home team. It should be a fun evening of hoops, Jason.
Yeah, Memorial, Newcastle's first year Invitational. Memorial been a mainstay here so far. They made a championship runner-up appearance and won third place last year. So Memorial back where they've used to being here on the historic hardwood here at the Coliseum.
It's going to be a lot of fun trying to hand out the third trophy, which might come for the first time to somebody new.
Yeah, Lawton High in the semifinals against MacArthur this evening, but the other three teams on the floor obviously want to have something to say about Lawton High bringing back their third gold ball from the Invitational. And these are really good learning moments early in the season. You get in your tournament season before you start making your pushes to get the ultimate gold ball, of course, which every team wants to bring home from the Lloyd Noble Center. Correction, all the classes will be playing in the big house at the Oklahoma City Fairgrounds this March, as they will usher out the old building before the new one's built later this year.
Well, before March Madness, you have Holiday Hoops here in Lawton, Oklahoma. Again, the road team in this one, Tulsa Memorial Chargers, wearing all red, white lettering on their jerseys, and the Newcastle Racers in white and blue. I'm Rylan Stiles. Alongside me is Jason DeSilver. 8 minutes on the clock here in the first frame, which is brought to you by Home Tech Solutions, providing you with the best heating and cooling maintenance and solutions for both residential and commercial throughout Oklahoma for the last 20 years of experience. Give them a call for a free estimate, 580-919-0328. Both bigs in the center circle, and the ball is tipped, and here we are. The Racers control it out of the gate. They get the ball across the timeline and into the corner. A clean three-point look right out of the gate, can't fall. Racers soaring for a rebound, battling on the low block, rejected there but fouled. And so Zachary Craig on the rebound heads to the Trey Can Cut It charity stripe. Trey, cut it. You can scan the QR code on your screen to book your appointment today and avoid disappointment with the best haircuts in Lawton. So Craig, looking for the first points of the contest, gets it. First foul called on either side, attributed to Isaiah Garnett. The junior swingman picks up the citation. Second attempt up and good as well. Perfect trip to the line for Craig, as the Chargers have their first offensive possession, playing catch in the backcourt with light pressure from the Racers. Get it across the timeline now. Quickly harassed at the top of the key. They go inside the big fella down low, Euro stepping his way through traffic, and they're going to be hit with a charge on that attempt. Would have been a Johnson layup, instead a foul. First citation issued to him, and so Johnson playing with one. 2 team fouls against the Chargers. Going to launch a long triple. The Racers miss a second three already. A team not afraid to shoot it, as Timothy Porter wanted one. Chargers looking for their first offensive possession to go smoothly after the charge on their first bucket of the game possibly, but a foul called on the floor.
They got the switch on the big man right there, and their big man took it all the way in and would have had the easy layup if it wasn't for the foul of the act. Memorial going to look to exploit that matchup more.
Entry pass made inside down low, looking to go to work in the post. Dump off in the middle, up and good. So quickly tied 2-2 here, as Johnson produces the first points. Racers swing the ball around the perimeter, already launched 2 triples, neither one went in. A jab step leads to a travel on Craig.
Should be in for a really good matchup. Anytime you think of Memorial, you have to speak about the early aughts and the teens dynasty that they had, winning multiple 5A state titles.
Johnson inbounds to Love. He controls it across the timeline, harassed there. Goes back inside to Garrett. Garrett jab step, now goes over. Trying to drive inside through the lane, lays it up and in. And so the Chargers have their first lead, 42. Comes courtesy of Harris, who gets into the scoring action. Johnson had the first bucket. And so Brown, who's already missed a three, goes to Craig. Craig swings the ball around to Salone. Back to Brown. Brown gets a ball screen, rejects it. Crab dribbles his way to the mid-range, launches a fadeaway and nails it. Quick timeout for the Racers, and it's 4-4. After the 30-second timeout by the Racers, Johnson walks the ball across the timeline, a tied game at 4. Each side's held the lead so far early on. Chargers swing it to the top of the key, look in the middle. Flashing there is Johnson. One dribble goes up on the low block, can't hit it, too strong. Rebound pulled in by the Racers. They go over to Brown. Brown races up the floor. Racers have to get set. Brown has it back on the perimeter now. He'll drive. Euro steps his way in the lane, dumps it off down low to his big, can't hit. Johnson hauls in the rebound, and now he has it. And the Chargers are back on offense. They skip it to the corner. A wide open three-point look, trying to knock it down, can't do it. Contact comes late, but Craig pulls in the rebound for the Racers, and Newcastle wants to slow things down with Brown, walking his way across the timeline. A brisk jaunt as he's guarded by Garrett. Now it goes back up to the top of the key. Corbett harassed and has to defer to Craig. Craig wants to drive inside. He gets to the elbow, stop there. Fade away in the paint, no good. Rebound pulled in by Memorial. The Chargers trying to get their second lead of the afternoon. Chargers going to see their guard go headstrong off the glass and good. Bucket from Garrett there to pull the Chargers back in front. Brown across the timeline already has a ball screen waiting on him. He takes it there, nothing doing. As he gets downhill, turns the corner, throws a shot up, no good. Pulled down by Garrett, who just scored. Garrett works against Brown, now has the numbers, 5-on-4. Garrett, with the defender still in the backcourt, throws it away. Brown recovers it as he trailed the play, and a behind-the-back move stalls out the Racers' attempt. Brown thought about a long triple, now defers to Craig. And a shuffle of the feet as Colbert walked before he could run.
Colbert thought about pulling that off the ball screen right there and just decided not to too late and allowed his feet to get ahead of his body right there.
Memorial heads to the bench. Cam Hinshaw going to inbound. First time we've seen him tonight. The first is way to Jackson. Jackson maneuvers traffic. Goes over to Hinshaw. Hinshaw goes around the world looking for someone to defer to. Goes over to Garrett. Garrett inside. Back to Johnson. Jackson has it, gets the ball screen there, kicks out for a long three-pointer, loaded up and knocked down. And so Antonio Love with 5 points early and a 9-4 lead for the Chargers. Brown has it. Now surveys the floor, goes inside, low block, fouled on the way up, can't complete the three-point play, but heads to the Trey Can Cut It charity stripe for the Racers' second trip.
Seen Antonio Brown run a lot of the offense. Coach's son, head coach is his father, Jesse Brown.
Front irons the first free throw. First foul called on Cody Jackson. The senior guard freshly put into the game. And another change comes as Isaiah Garrett comes back into the contest, the starting forward for the Chargers. 3:53 to go in the opening frame. 3 fouls already on the Chargers. 2 more puts the Newcastle Racers in the bonus, trying to split the difference here at the Trey Can Cut It charity stripe, and Brown does. So Brown comes off for the first time. Insert Chris Breenley. And Breenley, not the most imposing player on the hardwood, but a nice shot and a scrappy defender. Across the timeline walks Jackson. Jackson sets the screen for his guard, Henshaw down low. Dump off pass on the baseline, rises up for a layup and goal. And so through the traffic, the Chargers get an easy 2, and they go right to their small guard, Breenley, do the racers, and brings the ball up the floor. Breenley nearly throws it away, hauled in by Schumer. Schumer crossing over, looking for help. Salone there to help him out. And the ball eventually goes back to Craig, who throws it away. Turnover as the Chargers race down the floor. Only one man to beat. High gather, throws up a prayer, and it's answered on the transition layup. The Chargers see another loose ball that they almost recovered on the throwaway from Newcastle, and the Racers have seen enough, going back to their starting 5. Sloppy play from the reserves sees this game slipping in the first quarter. Racers trying to put a stop to that. Brown has the basketball. The offensive engine for the Racers going to launch the ball across the court to Colbert. Colbert plays catch now on the perimeter with Salon. Back to Colbert. Colbert far away from home. Going to go over to Colbert again, and Brown has the ball. With the ball screen, going to try to weave through traffic. Bumped on the way to the rim, and a foul on the floor. 4th citation issued to the Chargers at the 2:24 mark. Brown already losing the wrist tape. He just goes ahead and takes it off. Colbert windbound, likely going to head to Brown, and does. Second foul call already issued to Colby Jackson. Could be trouble for him the rest of the way. Brown sees a light pressure at the top. Now skip pass to the other corner, and it's almost thrown away. Recovered swiftly, and a foul called as Saloon tried to go up with it. Second foul call already for Isaiah Garrett. Salone heads to the tray cut at charity stripe. First one up and no good.
As Newcastle now will be in the bonus the rest of the way, so any memorial whistle will send a Racer to the free throw stripe.
Empty trip for the Racers as Johnson hauls in the rebound. Chargers nursing a 13-5 lead. They've controlled it for the majority of this first quarter as Johnson gets them in order here. They play catch around the perimeter in real no hurry as Henshaw barks out the orders, gets set for the play, goes to the corner, and back to Henshaw. Henshaw swings it back to Garrett. Johnson wants it in the paint, flashing there. Smaller defender on him. Have to double him in the post. Henshaw hop step drop off pass. Turn around off the shoulder, no good, but gets his own miss, and he can't quite lay it in until the friendly roll comes to help him out. And so the hustle play for the Chargers extends this lead to 10. Brown races down the floor, Euro stepping his way there and traveled while doing it. And that's the problem that you see at this level. A clean move issued the traveling whistle because of its awkwardness. Just 2 steps on the way to the rack. But still a turnover for the Racers. A minute 35 to go as Henshaw walks the ball across the timeline with a 10-point lead. He ducks his head, could have gotten to the rim, thinks better of it, and almost throws it away instead. Colbert sees the Chargers move the ball around, back inside to Garrett. Garrett goes up strong and finishes through a lot of contact. No whistle as Jalil Cotton was able to lay it in. Colbert in trouble, goes over to Craig. Colbert has it back now from Craig. Turns the corner, but was fouled en route. So free throws coming up for Camden Colbert.
Seen a lot of fouls already from Memorial. Playing that fast, aggressive style of defense will have that happen as you already have 2 guys with 2 and Racers at the bonus.
Empty first free throw at the Trey Cutt charity stripe. Just a first foul on Fabian Harris. 61 seconds to go in the opening frame. It's been all Chargers so far. Newcastle trying to recover, and they split the difference at the charity stripe. So Johnson triggers the inbound to Hinshaw, the guard off the bench who's been trusted to navigate this Racer defense. They go right back to Johnson. Johnson has the size matchup on an island, and he could take advantage of it, but defers. They skip the ball back over to Hinshaw. Hinshaw to Johnson. Johnson going to attack swiftly off the dribble drive and kick. Opens up a three, and the Chargers can't knock it down, but a foul called on the three-point shot. The Cardinals sin, going to go against the Racers.
Cardinal sin, you cannot foul the three-point shooter, as should give him 3 from the free throw line.
Somehow they're going to not award the free throws. It couldn't have been a non-shot. I don't know why.
Looks like he's trying to explain to the coach that it was on a loose ball after the shot attempt was finished, and it was more of a loose ball rebounding foul. That's why there will no be free throws attempted.
A lot of contact to the shooter, but they got someone else on the citation. 38 seconds to go in the opening frame. Chargers trying to maintain this lead. Hinshaw dances around the perimeter. Now dumps it off to his big fella Johnson off the glass and good. And so the Chargers offense has continued to find holes in the Racer defense. 23 ticks to go. Brown in no hurry. He might want to just make this the last offensive possession of the game. As Brown walks over, the ball skips past the timeline. Brown drives in, turns around, fadeaway mid-range jumper, offline. Hit outside, launches a triple, no good. And so it's 19-6 as the Chargers lead, and the first frame comes to an end. Newcastle going to head to the huddle, looking to rebound their way past the explosive Chargers, who have started out strong. Coming up, though, we'll have the second quarter action as they
When it comes to your health, you want and deserve the best. You want a hospital with the highest quality scores in the region, and one that provides safe, excellent care. Southwestern Medical Center has been a part of this community for 115 years and has a history of delivering compassionate, skilled healthcare to Lawton and Fort Sill. Choose the hospital that has always put the health of this community first. Southwestern Medical Center. Be well. Live well. That's why we're here.
Chargers inbound it. Johnson, to start the second half, he's been red hot offensively, gets the ball back here. Goes inside with a low block. Kick it back out to the corner. Going to launch a contested mid-range jumper offline. Chargers soar in for the hustle. Rebound, and the putback is good. 21-6. The Chargers are dominating this contest so far. Brown trying to get anything going offensively for the Racers, who won the free throw discrepancy, but that's all they've won so far. The ball almost thrown away. Brown scrambling for it, and the bump foul called on the Chargers. It'll go against Love. A loose ball foul will be a side out for the Racers.
And for that token, Newcastle's not doing a very good job of converting at the charity stripe either.
Racers pass the ball back and forth. First foul on Love. 7:08 to go as Brown maneuvers through traffic and will rise up for an elbow jumper and cash it home. 7 minutes flat to go as the Racers erase their drought, but half the string together stops. They're going to launch a triple right out of the get-go and nothing but nylon for Fabian Harris. The Trey cut it triple allows the Chargers to extend their lead and extend their imposition of the Racers. Going up with it strong. Colbert knocks it in the trees. Double digits now, but still down 14. Love walks it across the timeline, spinning around through traffic, goes to the other side, and a foul will be called on the Racers.
Zachary Craig, the starter, checking back into the game here for the Racers.
Inbound taken away by Craig. Craig races it coast to coast, trying to trail the play, and a finger roll too strong. He heard the footsteps of Henshaw and blew it. So a great job by the Chargers, who continue to win the hustle battle, and it's shown up on the scoreboard as well. Crossover move stifled there by Craig, and a launch an elbow jumper, no good, in and out, halfway home, but could not finish. Brown walks the ball across the timeline at the 5:50 mark, directing traffic. Sprays the ball around the perimeter and gets it back. Calls for a ball screen from Lightly. Lightly sets one, not very well, as it sends pressure to Brown, who has to get rid of it. Brown gets it back. Brown thinks about driving, wants to, then picks up his dribble, dumps it off to Craig down low, who goes up strong and finishes. The 6'4 senior, Zachary Craig, able to lay it in. And Johnson controls at the top of the key. Ball swings around the perimeter. And the Chargers content to play catch for now. A nice crossover frees up the drive off the window and good. What a finish by Jalil Khan. Brown walks it up. Gets a screen from Craig. It's a slip screen out to the three-point line. Nothing doing there with this amazing Charger defense, able to switch everything with a versatile cast. They swing the ball back over to Craig, and now Lightly has it back to Brown. Brown head fake as if he'd shoot a NBA three, tried to step through and got confused, lost the basketball. They scramble for it on the deck. If it's a jump ball, it's Newcastle basketball, and it is. But Brown had the step through, didn't feel confident enough in the shot, and the attempted dump-off pass caused the car crash on the low block. Colbert windbound as Cole Seeley checks in for the first time for Newcastle. Colbert finds Seeley right away. He throws it over to Colbert. Colbert back to Brown. Brown gets it back to Colbert. Colbert sees the skip pass, the air milled from Brown, trying to find Seeley. Chargers hit it out of bounds, and so Seeley will inbound to Colbert. Screen from Craig doesn't do much. Brown has a three, goes right inside to Craig. Craig off the glass, he's fouled.
See Newcastle trying to slow the tempo and slow the pace of this game down, as they have struggled with it so far, but problem is already down 14 here in the early going. It's kind of hard to come back and control the pace at the same time. First one's good. Bench boss Jesse Brown sure would like to see their free throw percentage go up here and get them back into this one.
A perfect trip to the tray can cut it charity stripe for Craig. Inches the Chargers closer, the Racers closer, but the Chargers in no danger of relinquishing this lead right now. Henshaw controls it, walks the ball around the perimeter, and eventually goes over to Garrett. Garrett with a couple jab steps, now a drive on Craig, puts his body into the defender, dumps it off to Henshaw in the corner, and the ball goes back to Johnson, who then kicks it back out to the corner. A nice ball fake frees up the hop step drive, floater in the lane, can't fall in, gets his own miss though, and the tie-up will keep it with the Chargers. And you've seen Tulsa Memorial do an excellent job of winning the hustle plays, including that there.
Really good job. A lot of Memorial's points have came off second or third attempts, crashing the offensive boards hard, but still being able to run out and defend in transition when they need to against the Racers.
On the low block, taken away by Craig. Craig gets a clean steal, but he's pressured immediately by a trio of Chargers. Goes over to Brown. Brown walks the ball across the floor. Going to take it himself in the paint. Jump stop jumper is good. So Antonio Brown has been the catalyst for the Charger offense. What little there has been to date, it really all came from him. There's the drive and kick. Open three-point shot lined up. Can't knock it down, but the follow-up is no good with a foul called on the Racers. Well, that will send Fabian Harris to the free throw line. Harris has cleaned up the glass and is now going to be rewarded with 2 free throws.
And right there's 3 racers just standing around and allows the cutting rebounder to get in and get the rebound, which, as you can see, Coach Jesse Brown begging his team, doing the box-out motion on the sideline to get physical on the glass.
First foul call on Colbert. First free throw attempt no good at the Trey Cutt charity stripe. 2 free throws issued, 2 foul shot issues to each side so far. 2 team fouls as well. Splits the difference at the charity stripe. And we have a full timeout on the floor. We take it with him on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic has specialized in the medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle for the past 40 years. And they provide all treatments under one roof. From x-rays, radial pulse therapy treatment, to surgical treatments, all with one goal in mind: providing the highest quality medical care with good old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. Call to set up an appointment today. Southwest Foot and Ankle, 580-357-8720.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
We're back on the Oklahoma Sports Network after the full timeout. It'll be Newcastle basketball. Brown will inbound, down 27-16. 3:10 before intermission. Newcastle searching for some consistent offense and some help on the glass. They've been dominated in the rebounding category and on the scoreboard. Pass made up to Colbert, goes one more to Craig, who loses it, taken away there. Each side has a Colbert on their roster, a very fun fact there, as Memorial tosses the ball inside and they get fouled on the entry pass. They were hunting a shot for Jalil Cotton, who's been dominant down low. And Newcastle surrenders a foul to Rex Hinchkew, his first. 3 on the team, 2 more, and the Chargers are in the bonus. Inbound up top to Johnson. Johnson jab step drive, step back mid-range jumper, no good, off the back iron. Rebound pulled down by the Chargers, another chance for them. Crossover move by Garrett floating in the lane, and off the window it can't fall, but the third opportunity is up and good. Chargers kept giving themselves chances and eventually cashed it in. Craig with a crossover through the lane, has it taken away from behind. The ball still loose for Colbert. Back to Brown, who lines up a 3. Can't knock it down. Missed everything on the Trey can cut it triple. Saved by Newcastle to Colbert. Colbert going to launch a 3 himself. He misses everything as well. Saved again by Craig. Craig with 2 offensive rebounds. They amount to nothing as the ball gets poked into the backcourt and tried to be saved by the Chargers, but eventually it will flutter out of bounds and give Newcastle the basketball back.
Seeing a crowd start to trickle into the Coliseum in anticipation of the inter-city clash tonight between the Highlanders and Wolverines.
So Brown walks the ball up the floor. 2 good showings from out-of-town schools as well in this one. Colbert going to fling the ball over to Seeley. Seeley going to launch a 3. Can't hit, back iron. Rebound pulled in by the Chargers. Takes a lot of contact, and then eventually the whistle comes. Could have came 20 minutes ago. But nonetheless, Kobe Jackson is fouled. And that will be the second citation given to Colbert. 1 more, and the Chargers are in the bonus for the last 2 minutes. Brown awaits Colby Jackson, who swings the ball around the perimeter. Garrett goes over to Henshaw, back to Jackson. Jackson goes over to Garrett for three. Gets the friendly roll. So I should say Fabian Harris knocked down the three on the friendly roll. An early Christmas gift for him as they see it swing over to Craig in the corner. Craig back out to Colbert. Colbert surveys the floor, going to try to drive him south. Nothing doing, so he goes to Brown. Brown takes the screen from Colbert, doesn't do much to shake a defender, launches a contested mid-range fadeaway, and hits it. The prayer answer for Antonio Brown as Johnson races his way down the floor, puts his head down, launches a prayer layup, not answered, and the tie-up will favor the Racers. Under 60 seconds to go before intermission. Seeley plays catch with Brown in the backcourt. Those two will have to pivot the ball around up the timeline. Need to get it up there, and they do with an outlet pass to Craig. Craig back out to Brown. Brown one more to Seeley. Seeley going to launch a long three. Can't hit. Rebound pulled in by the Chargers. It's Cotton who will go over to Jackson. And so Kobe Jackson slowly walks the ball up the floor. Continues to have good ball movement over to Henshaw. Henshaw one dribble kick out as the step back three is launched and hit. Another triple for Fabian Harris. He's got a trio of triples in the third quarter. Branson Trey can cut it, including the last two possessions. They trap at the timeline. Brown breaks it, racing toward the floor, elbows the defender in the face, and Harris takes the brunt of the blow, but still issued the foul.
Unlucky occurrence to catch an elbow to the face and get your second foul called on you here.
So now the Chargers have 3 fouls, but there's only 12 seconds left, so no danger of putting the Racers in the bonus. Love comes back into the contest. Racers get the inbound. Love watches as Brown navigates the paint and travels. They're going to call a double dribble instead. But 7.1 seconds, so this could be the last possession and likely should be in what has been a dominating first half for the Tulsa Memorial team. The Chargers will watch the next semifinal game with great anticipation if this keeps up. Rising up at the elbow and can't knock down the buzzer beater. The only blemish for the Chargers in the first half. 35-18 score at intermission. The Racers need a rally, and the Chargers will look to keep pouring it on after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Get ready. It's time for the Billingsley Annual Gigantic Ford Sell-Off with the best prices of the year on all remaining 2024 models. 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and giant savings up to $10,000 on the 2024 new F-150 Platinum truck that out-tows, out-hauls any other truck in its class. Only at the Billingsley's Gigantic Sell-Off. Save thousands on all remaining new 2024 trucks in stock. Only at Billingsley Ford in Lawton, Duncan, and Altus.
The heart of Oklahoma, where your home isn't just a place, it's your peace. At Century Roofing, we understand the importance of protecting your peace. We're experts in roofing technology, techniques, and customer service because we care about Oklahoma and we care about you. At Century Roofing, we combine quality craftsmanship and exceptional service because your home deserves the best. Century Roofing, staying on guard for Oklahoma.
Lawton Fort Sill Regional Airport, just 1 mile to anywhere, offering non-stop service to Dallas-Fort Worth. Fast, friendly, and convenient without all the hassles. Easy parking, and with close proximity to your arrivals and departures, all in their newly renovated terminal. Here to there in just 1 mile. To book your mile to anywhere destination from LAW, log on to AA.com. or call 800-433-7300.
Lawton Community Health Center is a place for babies, kids like me, and even teenagers. Nice people are there to help you when you're hurt or you just don't feel good. And even if you do, they give you medicine so you don't get sick and physicals so you can play sports. I'm happy to know they'll be there when I need them. And my mom is too.
LCHC, your hometown healthcare.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
4D Landscaping and Irrigation has been providing top-rated professional landscape and irrigation services for the past 25 years. They take your vision for that perfect landscaping project for your home, new construction, or business and make it a reality with their easy financing options. You'll want to make sure to ask them about their seasonal services too. 4D Landscaping and Irrigation. Call 510-9983.
back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All Chargers so far. They control the first possession of the second half. Ball swings into the corner. Layup good. So it's easy bucket for Isaiah Garrett, who drove baseline with little to no deterrence. Craig dances around the perimeter. Goes into the corner, launches a triple. It's good. And so the trade triple from Newcastle, able to inch them closer in this game. Trey can cut it. Johnson goes inside. Foul called on Newcastle. That's going to be on Hinsheek. First foul issued to either side. Second foul on Hinskew. Hinskew defends the baseline, launching a three in his face and can't knock it down. Rebound pulled in by Johnson. Johnson goes up strong, can't finish. Newcastle bats the rebound out of bounds. It will stay with Tulsa Memorial.
We did mention in the first half, and starting out the same way, the Chargers are just relentless on the offensive boards here, and it's paid off big time in this 16-point lead.
Johnson will inbound under the basket. Gonna launch a three right off the inbound, can't fall. Rebound pulled in by Salon. Salon goes over to Brown. Brown races his way to the basket. Gonna jump stop, mid-range jumper, no good. Fading on the baseline. Rebound pulled in by Johnson. A hit-ahead pass made there to Garrett. Garrett already with a bucket in the second half. He goes to stake way to the rim for a charge. They call the charge, and then they reverse it to a block. So the Zebras will confer as there's two conflicting calls.
For my money's worth, Heskey was set down there.
And that's another misconception for the
Illegal guarding position, rather.
inexperienced officials. You can be moving. You just have to be legally in a guarding position. And with no restricted area, I don't know what the problem was with that charge, but nonetheless, third foul for Lightly. And free throws coming up for the Chargers. And they're still discussing it. Perhaps wondering what they should go get for dinner afterward. I would advise Wayne's Drive-In. And afterward, they've reversed it back. It's now a charge again. So from a charge to a block, back to a charge, all in one motion.
And now the table's confused.
So the foul has to be put on somebody. They had already assessed it to Lightly. That would have been his third. Now just two fouls for him. But the Charger that barreled his way toward the rim will have a citation. And the refs have to go clear that up. There is no number 2 on the Charger roster, so the foul goes to, on the scoreboard at least, an unknown party. Ball whistles around the perimeter. Newcastle eyeing a three, but they're going to think better of it and pass the ball around the perimeter to Salon, now to Brown. Brown thought about a three, teased it, now drives, Euro-stepping reverse layup, no good. Rebound pulled in by Johnson. Johnson going to push the pace himself. Light numbers for the Chargers, so they go to the corner for three, lines it up, knocks it down. And so the trade ball falls for Isaiah Garrett. And the trade can cut it triple. Has been friendly to the Chargers so far. Brown dribble handoff with Price. Price goes back to Brown in the same action. Now goes inside at the nail, back to Brown. Brown going to drive and kick to Price. Price now takes his turn in the mid-range, kicks back to Brown baseline. Open look there, passed up for Craig. Craig goes up strong through contact and finishes. Timeout Newcastle, back after this. So the Chargers will inbound after the Newcastle timeout, leading 40-23. Jackson will bring the ball across the timeline with no pressure. Jackson can set the table and score. This time defers. Ball continues to move around the perimeter, finds Harris, who drives through the lane and gets hacked. And so the foul on the floor will put Memorial into the basket for another inbound. Johnson will take that responsibility. Second foul called on Price.
Third on the Racers here so far.
Johnson inbounds to the low post. Now it takes all the way out to the perimeter. A ball screen comes, no switch there. Going to pull up a three and can't knock it down. Already had one in this half from him. Johnson turned around, goes up strong, no good on the second chance look. Brown has the ball off the deck and he'll try to continue his scoring efforts. Going to launch a long three. Brown can't hit. Rebound pulled down by the Chargers. They bring the ball across the timeline. No numbers, so they'll set things up. Johnson has it, looking for the entry pass, not there. Garrett going to try to drive, swings it back to Johnson. Johnson still looking for that entry pass and eventually does dump it off to Garrett. Garrett driving inside, spin move at the rim and good. Some fancy footwork for the easy two. And it continues to be all Chargers. As Steely throws it over to Colbert for three, and he knocks it down. I should say that's a Hinsky three. Trey can cut it triple, helping the scoreboard look a tad more respectable for Newcastle, but they're going to be heading to the third place game as Johnson has it right now on the three-point line. He's going to drive in the paint, hop step his way to the low block, throw up a layup, and it's good. Got some help from the glass in the rim. The backboard is your friends, kids, as the Racers try to steady the waters. Brown has it back. Still 4 minutes to go in the third frame. Salon has it and continues to swing the ball. Sets a screen, slipping to the rim. Johnson tagging him there. So Steely taps the ball to Price. Price picks up his dribble at the elbow. They wanted to travel, not going to get it. Steely has it back again. And goes over to Colbert. One more to Salon. Craig has it back at the top of the key. Craig now going to drive and kick in the corner. Thought about a three, tries to drive instead to Craig. Craig nowhere to go. Brown nowhere to go as well. Now Brown turns the corner, gets to the rim, throws up a prayer, and he gets rewarded with a free throw. As the foul comes in against the Chargers. Antonio Brown will shoot two at the Trey cut it charity stripe. Second foul called issued to Chargers forward Jalil Cotton. Three team fouls on Newcastle, two to the Chargers. Brown will try to hit this free throw. Trey can cut it. Scan the QR code to book your appointment, as your appointment prevents disappointment. And let Trey cut your hair. Let Trey cut it. Henshaw back in the game, leading the troops offensively. The sixth-man guard for the Chargers hands it off to Love. Antonio Love watches the team get set, goes back to Henshaw. Henshaw a couple jab steps. Not moving anywhere. Now will try to drive. Gets past the weak defender, goes out to the corner for three, lines it up, can't knock it down. Garrett gets the rebound. Another second chance look, this time out to Jackson. Jackson goes right back to Love. Handoff, swing pass. One more drive, cleared lane, and he throws up the finger roll up and in. Harris, another bucket for him. And so Newcastle will attempt to get a bucket from Craig here. Craig going to lower the shoulder and drive, pulls up the mid-range jumper contested, but splashes it home. Down 16 points now in the third quarter. Johnson goes across the timeline and defers over to Love. Love has it at the top of the key. One dribble kick out to Garrett. Garrett with a pass fake and dribbles around back to Love. Love teases a step back, now will launch a triple. Can't knock it down, back iron. Rebound hauled in by Craig, and a foul comes in late. It wasn't until the ball was passed over to Brown that the foul comes. It's hard to believe that
The foul was on the offending party, Charger, who was on the floor when that foul was called.
Colbert's first, 3 fouls to each side. Brown wants it back, and he gets it ahead to Salon. Salon one more to Craig. Craig goes up in the mid-range, blocked by Johnson. So Johnson with the swat puts the Chargers back in control, up 16. He gets the up-ahead pass in the corner. Johnson knifing through the lane, kick out to Love. Love going to take his turn at the paint, throws up a layup on the low block, no good. Craig tracks down the rebound and goes over to Brown. So Newcastle getting the stops they need, but they need some buckets here, and this is the man to do it, Antonio Brown, who's trapped on the low block, fights his way through traffic, tries to convince the officials he was going up for a shot, but instead fouled on the floor. 4th citation to the Chargers with a minute 38 mark. So first foul on Cam Hinshaw. Brown will inbound below the basket. A couple pass fakes to the corner now. Brown wants it back in the corner. He has a clean look at it if he gets it right now, but he'll launch it immediately. The Trey can cut it triple offline again from Brown, who's been held in check from the outside. So Cole Seeley back in the game. Chargers getting into their offensive set now, going to launch a triple and bury it. The Trey can cut it triple. Gets the Chargers back in control of this game, 49-30 with a 19-point cushion thanks to the Fabian Harris three. Newcastle eventually has to not only score but produce some threes that have been hard to come by for this Racer offense. And the panic goes back outside Salon. Salon driving baseline, spinning into trouble and gets fouled on the way up. And should take a trip to the Trey cut it charity stripe no matter what, as this is the 5th foul on the Chargers. Third foul on Kobe Jackson. First free throw attempt up and good at the Trey cut it charity stripe. Scan the QR code on your screen to book your appointment today. Officials having a discussion with the shooter, trying to tuck his jersey in. Heaven forbid it's left untucked after this bucket. The tucked-in jersey causes the miss. Split the difference of the charity stripe, and Jackson controls it right now, trying to get across the timeline, facing a heavy pressure. Loses his footing, loses the basketball, but now gets the scramble, throws up a dump-off pass, eventually works back over to Johnson. Johnson with a nice skip pass, back over to Harris. Harris, who's been on fire from beyond the arc, was denied on that play by Brinley. Back to Johnson. Johnson faces pressure from Salon and wants to go back to Harris. Harris thought about a three now, will drive, throws up a layup, fouled in the act, and heads to the charity stripe for 2.
Fourth foul on the Racers, so any whistle here throughout will send either team to the free throw stripe.
In the next 22 seconds, first foul given to Alex Schumer. Harris cashes in the first Trey cut at charity stripe free throw. Craig checks back in. He and Brown have done the most damage for the Racers so far. Second one rattles out. Craig on the rebound, then throws it away. Craig threw it to Seeley, who had his back turned, instead of just going up the floor. And the backcourt violation called on Hinshaw will be another turnover. So back-to-back turnovers, one for each side. And it advances the ball to a side out in front of the Racer bench toward their bucket with 18.9 to go here in this third quarter. Brown has the inbound, being shadowed by Hinshaw. Brown looks to be holding for the last possession. Typically see the action start at 8 in this scenario. And the 3 ball is launched, can't knock it down. Rebound pulled down by the Chargers. They're going to go coast to coast in 3 seconds. And the foul comes to Brown, giving one away at the timeline and giving away free throws at the 1.5 mark.
Just things that can't happen. You're behind this game trying to come back, and you give Memorial some cheap attempt at some points right here.
Just Brown's first foul, but the more costly outcome is the bucket there after Trey can cut at charity stripe to push this lead to 51-31. Only 1.5 to work with after this free throw that's off the mark. And it's going to be Brown that doesn't even attempt the heave. And just like that, the game has slipped away from Newcastle, and the fourth frame is academic after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Are you ready for a debit card? Well, this card is more than you may realize. It's a reward-earning, style-affirming, money-managing, do-it-all debit card, like a key to the world. It's the Pay Me debit card from Communication Federal. Our Pay Me account pays you real cash that adds up fast, earning rewards when you use your card. So get a free Pay Me debit card today. It's secure shopping and payment power online or in stores. Sounds like you're ready. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Your job can get dirty. You need a solution. At Waste Solutions, we offer front-end loaders, roll-off containers, and dumpsters for any job, large or small. Our services are for everybody, from small businesses to contractors to construction companies and everyone in between. We are a locally owned company, and we've been serving our community for 21 years. We love Southwest Oklahoma, and we take care of our own. Every dirty problem has a solution. We're Waste Solutions. Click or call today.
8 minutes separates the Chargers from the final game of this Great Plains Invitational. The spot in the championship against the winner of the nightcap of day number 2, Lawton High against MacArthur, which is 18 minutes away. After this 8-minute portion and a 10-minute warm-up period, Brown has it across the timeline. They continue to work the ball around the perimeter. He wants a ball screen from Seeley. Brown nowhere to go there as Love played stifling defense, and the Chargers get a takeaway. Garrett came up with a steal. And Garrett going to take it himself inside the paint, rise up for a contested mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound pulled in, and the third chance from the Chargers is stifled by Craig, and it's saved for a fourth opportunity for the Chargers. So the fourth chance to score on one possession. Turnaround, step through, move, laid up and in by Isaiah Garrett. Fancy footwork from the junior forward. Puts a highlight on his resume. And an example of what kind of day it's been. Chargers winning the glass, and they're winning the point battle as well. Racers go to Brown. Brown swings the ball to Colbert. Colbert skip pass back over to Hinshaw. As Brown has control, and Love fights over the screen to stick with Brown's hip. Brown has a prayer of a fadeaway mid-range jumper answer, and he's a tough shot maker. The third time that a shot that looked dead to right splashes in with nothing but nylon. But not enough of them to make this a competitive contest. And so Colby Jackson will defer to Garrett. And launch a three, and he cannot hit. He shot over a smaller defender. Good look from deep, and Brown races inside to the elbow, pulls it back up, facing harassing defense from Jackson. Colbert thought about stepping into a three, but thinks better of it as Jackson is there. And that's the benefit from Memorial of having just 1 through 5 being able to switch and trusting every defender. Brown going to launch an NBA three from the sideline that rattles in. Trey can cut it triple. Finally goes home for Antonio Brown and builds some momentum for tomorrow's third place game. Jackson swings to Garrett. Garrett sees the ball go loose out of bounds off the Racers. He was looking for Cotton. And Garrett will inbound the basketball on the side. Garrett goes to Jackson. Jackson to Love with a ball screen coming. Takes the screen. Gets downhill. Love lays it up and no good. Rebound pulled down. And the second chance points are up there and good from the Memorial Chargers as Jalen Branch poured it in. The freshman post player able to get on the board. Brown weaves through traffic, throws it up off the glass, and the English is good on that layup. 55-38. Antonio Brown, the highlight for Newcastle. Under 5 to play in this semifinal contest. Jackson sets a screen, but it's jumped by Colbert, and he gets the turnover. Garrett lost it out of bounds, and pleading with the officials that Colbert poked it out, which he did, but alas, it's going to be Newcastle basketball. Schumert has it, top of the key. Dancing around the perimeter, waiting for the play to unfold. Finds Brown in the slot, going to launch a triple from there. Can't hit, too far. Love going to race down the floor in transition. Only one man to beat is Craig. Throws it up over him, can't get the roll, but the putback no good, and the foul comes in on Newcastle. Salone contesting the shot will send Cotton to the free throw line.
Just the first whistle of the game here, almost 4 minutes through this quarter.
Second foul called on Salon. First free throw missed, but typically it's a bold strategy to let Cotton shoot free throws as the scorer can really pour it in. At the Trade Can Cut It charity stripe, scan the QR code to book your appointment today. Appointments avoid disappointments. Second attempt up and good. Splits the difference of the charity stripe at the 4:36 mark, and it's 56-38. Launching a three is Colbert, trying to repent for the foul, and he does. Knocks down the Trade Can Cut It triple, and Jackson walks the ball up. Facing pressure now from the Racers, and we're going to shadow him up the floor and get hit with a foul. Second team foul on Newcastle at the 4:20 mark. And this game has been a blazing scoring effort for the Chargers. As Jackson tries to maintain that offensive rhythm at the top of the key. Defers over to his fellow wing player Hinshaw. Hinshaw swings it back over to Garrett, who gets hit with a traveling violation as he shuffled his pivot foot and gives the Racers the basketball back at the 4:08 mark.
Bench boss Robert Allison had a few words for the official. Not quite sure what that was about. Up 15 here late.
Brown trying to get through traffic, can't do it. Double team, dump off pass to the slot corner three, and the moon ball finds a home after a friendly bounce. And so the Racers are energized despite the scoreboard. They need a lot of stops and some buckets that have been hard to come by. Full timeout in the floor. We'll take it with them on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Arrow Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, Arrow Sign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. Arrow Sign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Paris Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Bar S, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Bar S Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages. The food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
Inbound pass from Johnson goes into Hinshaw after the timeout. The Racers inching closer, but the Chargers in control for now. Hinshaw harassed on the outside by Schumer. Hinshaw loses it out of bounds off his own hand. It will be Newcastle basketball. And the Racers are on their feet. They can make it a 10-point game with the two. and get inside of double digits for the first time since the first quarter if they can hit a three. Colbert brings the ball up the floor, shadowed by Henshaw, has to cross the timeline and does. Craig dumps it off inside to Brown. Brown cutting baseline, turnaround, long mid-range jumper, no good. Ill-advised shot when trying to fetch a comeback. Jackson across the timeline, swings the ball to the corner, gonna think about a three, instead drive, floating it off the glass, he's fouled, and so it'll be Harris at the charity strike, brought to you by Trey Cuttett. Third foul on Colbert, same as the team total for Newcastle. 2 more fouls and the Chargers are in the bonus the rest of the way. That one rattles in. Craig throws it ahead to Brown, sets a screen for him. Pops out to the three-point line. Brown in traffic in the paint. Passes it out to Craig for three, and he knocks it down. The Trey can cut it triple was exactly what Newcastle needed in short order there, under 3 to play. And this one's thrown away by the Chargers. They save it, and it's thrown away by Craig. It's Craig and Brown playing catch on the fast break. Brown brings it up and in. And so for the first time since the first quarter, the Racers are back within single digits. And the pressure is on the Chargers to keep scoring. Jackson has it back into the corner. Henshaw brings it around the world, now tries to dump it inside. Craig denies it, but steps on the baseline. So Craig got the steal, but could not keep the footing before the pass out to Seeley.
Crowd arriving for the Lawton High MAC game, starting to bring the noise for Newcastle as Jesse Brown, head coach of Newcastle, is of Lawtonian descent, so getting behind the hometown guy.
Johnson loses it in the post, and eventually it rattles away to Garrett. Garrett pivoting around, looking for Johnson, gets it back to him. Jackson has it in the corner. The ball fizzes around the perimeter back to Jackson. Jackson working on Brown for now, then goes right back out to the corner with Harris. Harris one more in the corner to Henshaw. Henshaw back out to Harris. Harris almost has it taken away. Instead goes to Jackson, who's going to go to Henshaw for three. Off the mark. Ball loose on the deck, picked up by Johnson. Fouled on the way up. Was blocked on the backside by Colbert, who gets the citation. That was a clean block, but they're going to issue him the foul, his fourth.
Bench boss Jesse Brown being very animated with an official about a potential loose ball foul heading for that rebound that fell the Chargers' way.
First Trey can cut it free throw for Johnson is up and good. Extends this back out to a 10-point cushion at the 2:02 mark. Scan the QR code to book your appointment today. Trying for the perfect trip, which is needed here from the Chargers, and Johnson can't get it. Rebound pulled in by Colbert. Goes ahead to Seeley. Seeley comes down the floor, pops it out to Brown at the three-point line. Brown will now drive, lowers the boom, but passes it back out to Colbert for three, who leaves it short. Johnson has the miss, and now here come the Chargers in transition. And it'll be left up to Harris, who's blocked by Colbert, but a foul comes in after Colbert rejects it off the glass. He had plenty of body, though, and so that'll be his fourth citation and put the Chargers not only at the line right now, but also in the bonus, and it's actually the fifth foul on Colbert, who's now fouled out. He'll be replaced by Brimley. But it should be a fun finish for the next 1 minute and 44 seconds, but a big loss for the Racers as Colbert's night is done, and Harris knocks home the first Trey can cut it free throw. Chargers studying their defense, won't even contest for a minute. A wise decision, up a dozen. Craig inbounds, rolls it over to Seeley. Seeley slowly walking up the floor, and the Racers don't have the time to do so. Brown tried to get through traffic, and he's fouled. First foul on the Chargers, though. And so this will just be an under-the-bucket inbound for Brown. But it is the fourth foul on Jackson. So Seeley gets the ball right back, and a launch of Trey can cut it triple, and he can't hit it. Rebound pulled in by Harris. all the time in the world if you're the Chargers, and with no shot clock, they can play keep away as Johnson has it back to Harris. Back over to Jackson, over to Hinshaw. Hinshaw drives, dumps it off, and it's poked away for a moment, but gathered up and ripped down on the jump ball by Craig. Craig fights for it, flips the possession arrow, but this possession will favor the Chargers. And you already see MacArthur and Lawton High trickle onto the floor in anticipation of their semifinal game. Inbound made to Johnson. Johnson through the paint, kicks it outside. Jackson has the three lined up. Can't hit it. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson brings it out. Now will drive. Craig gets back up off the deck. Playing 5-on-5 again. Harris has a long attempt, but it's stifled by Craig. Jackson goes right back to Harris. And Harris will just hold on to the ball as long as possible. And now turns the corner on Craig for a layup and an easy two-point shot, which will put the icing on the cake of this semifinal win that got hairy in the fourth. But other than that, a game that was dominated wire to wire by the Chargers. So foul called on Colby Jackson, his fifth. He's done. And it brings in Jalen Branch, the senior forward. And the Racers play catch to Brown. Brown has to take it up and puts out an awkward layup that doesn't go. The ball's still loose and eventually pulled in by the Chargers as Hinshaw cleaned up the mess, and the foul goes to Craig all the way into the scorer's table.
Intentional foul called.
With 21 seconds to go. So the scorer's table gets bumped. Joey Goodman has to regroup. Longtime Lawton Constitution columnist. Awaits an ever important semifinal between two Lawton schools that is 21 seconds away. First foul issued to Zachary Craig. That presents a technical foul free throw. The Trey can cut it charity stripe on the intentional foul. First one up and good from Harris. Harris' second attempt. Left short, but rolls home. And now the side of the bounds for the Chargers, who should be able to dribble out the last 21 seconds. No real need for Newcastle to put up a front. Down 65-49 despite a valiant fourth quarter effort. And they seem content to allow the Chargers to end this game. And they are. And so the Chargers will waltz in to the championship game of this Great Plains Invitational, and the Racers will head to the third place game. Both games set for tomorrow night with the championship game ending things. 65-49, Tulsa Memorial will benefit from this one. And coming up next, it'll be MacArthur and Lawton High going toe-to-toe. You can find that